intro from the comfort of the Colonia Jardín train station, as I've totally messed up times and I've got about half an hour to wait for a train to Pozuelo, which is where I'm going for today's game between Pozuelo Alarcón and Alcalá. So Pozuelo is about 10 kilometres or so to the west of Madrid. It's a city slash municipality, and unlike most of the places I've been to this year, it's actually not very densely populated, and there's quite a few urban parks around in Pozuelo. Now, all in all, it's pretty posh. I think the average per capita income is pretty high, the standard of living is pretty high as well, apart from perhaps in the old town. So yeah, I'm expecting to be able to get a prawn sandwich today and to hear a few well enunciated insults coming from the stand as well. Now, Pozuelo de Alarcón, the football team, their origins date all the way back to 1943, although they were technically founded in 1995 as a result of a merger between two previous teams in the city. There was UD Pozuelo and Parque Atlético Pozuelo as well. Now, the highest either of those two teams got was the Tercera, which is where the current club is, and they've spent 10 of the last 11 seasons at this level. They have made the promotion playoffs a couple of times, but they've never been able to make the next step up to Segunda B. They should be in with a decent chance of making the top four this season though, because they're sitting in 4th place at the moment. Now, the recent form has actually been pretty strange, because they've taken 7 points from the last 9 and they've kept 3 clean sheets in a row, but at the same time they've only scored 3 goals in their last 6 matches, and their last 4 games have produced only 3 goals in total from either team. Now, Alcalá are today's opponents. They are one of 3 teams that are sitting just behind Pozuelo in the table, so they're just a point behind them. I think they're in 5th spot. Now, they've lost only 1 of their last 7 games since I saw them at Tribel Barderas. But 4 of those games finished in draws, so they've actually only won 2 of them. They haven't won in 4 games, and they've only scored 6 goals in their last 8 matches. So the more I think about it, the more I'm wondering why I've picked this game to go to. Next train leaves at 11:30, kickoffs at 12. Are we going to get there on time? Place your bets now. Right, so I've been doing this regularly for about 6 months, and this is my first transport related mishap, which I think is pretty good going. Anyway, time for a Sunday morning jog, which will definitely keep me warm. Right, we made it. Wet camera and all. I think I need to lie down. I might fall asleep in this first half, I think. So this is the Ciudad Deportiva Valle de Cañas. Cañas being the Spanish word for those little beers you get when you come on holiday to Spain. So it's a promising name. Hopefully get a couple of these in. Oh, we're getting some applause today. Big atmosphere I'm expecting now. Decent bunch in from Pozuelo. Decent bunch in from Alcalá as well. Oh, it looked like the red was coming out there for a second. Absolutely wiped them out. Rain for the dugout. Might liven things up a bit on the pitch. Should be good off the pitch though. No applause in the first half. I'm not that surprised. Right, 0-0, half time. I think I managed to catch the best 2 moments of the half on camera, kind of 2 scrambles in the Pozuelo box with Alcala almost taking the lead. I think Pozuelo really struggled going forward. They've been playing a lot of long balls down at the channels, and Alcala defenders have just been mopping them up pretty easily, either in the air or on the ground. Alcala have been a bit better going forward. I think they've managed to get into a few different, a few decent areas, in front of the Pozuelo defence. They've had a few nice touches in the final third, but not quite falling for them in the box. And they're kind of overplaying as well. And I think quite a lot of the times they've got into dangerous positions and they're just kind of turning out and playing back the way and having to start all over again and then losing the ball. So yeah, 0-0, not too much going on. I think maybe the best bit of the first half or the best thing for me has actually been that I've not been cold after my wee run up to the stadium. So I might go for a little jog around the pitch just before the second half gets underway. Here we go, I get a half-time game of egg chasing. Didn't know they even played that in Spain. Probably still beat Scotland though. It's a nice little social club up here, which is nice and hot. They're doing a lot of fried food. I think a little hot dog or something might in order. Maybe a prawn sandwiches. Haven't seen any prawn sandwiches. Orange ball going to make an appearance today? Probably not. Could this be the game-changing moment? Double substitution for Pozuelo. May have it. Short sleeves and glove combo. Great. Nothing there. Didn't realise Will Grigg was playing for Pozuelo these days. Despite that setback, get out of Teji. Oh, there's a chance. What a finish. What a finish to this game. Oh my goodness, well that came right out of the blue. What a dramatic ending to that game. And the last 10 minutes were not at all in keeping with the rest of that match. After about 60 minutes, a 0-0 looked like an absolute certainty. There were hardly any chances. I don't think the goalkeepers had a single save to make between them. There was a real lack of quality, I thought, just in the central areas. Pozuelo were at the most dangerous when they were getting crosses into the box from wide areas. You could tell that Alcalá had more gifted players overall, but they just weren't on the same wavelength as each other until the final few seconds when Pozuelo had committed loads of bodies forward. Now, I think the fans of both teams can be pretty happy with their morning's work, and I have to give a special mention to the Pozuelo guys, so all the young guys at the front of the stand, who never lost faith, and they kept going right up until the end, even after Pozuelo had conceded the first goal. It was €10 for entry, so there's one stand, as you'll have seen. I think you might be able to get all the way around, but nobody wanted to, nobody was brave enough to do so, because it was basically pissing it down and it was snowing for the duration of the match. So believe it or not, that was actually the most intense period of snow I think I've seen in Madrid in 8 years of being here, especially in the city anyway. And there was actually another game today that was called off because of snow, so it was pretty heavy going at times. Now, if you fancy going to a game in Pozuelo, then I encourage you to learn from my mistake. So you can get the Metro Line 10 to the south to Colonia Jardín, at which point you need to change it to the light rail system and catch that to Pozuelo Oeste. Now, depending if you time it well, it's probably only about 40 minutes from the city centre, or maybe even a little bit less. There's a 15-minute walk once you get off the light rail. But I totally messed up my time and ended up waiting in the train station for about half an hour. But if you get there just on time, you can probably get there, as I said, in about 40 minutes or so. So it's not too far away at all. Right, so that just leaves it with my usual spiel. Remember to subscribe to the Team on Twitter on YouTube. You can also find me on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Instagram. I'll leave links to those in the description below. And also get in touch this week. Let me know about the most dramatic finales to matches that you have seen at games that you've been to. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys again next week.